I'm hit! What's up, Nerfers? For the past couple of years now, Sabre darts have been the top performing Nerf dart in our hobby. Their combination of 30% heavier weight, incredible durability, best on the market, and their slightly longer length at 38mm give them increased stability during flight for better accuracy and longer range compared to anything else out there. The only Nerf dart that can even come close in that time period has been Dart's own Nitro Shot, but where they fall short is the fact that they fall short. It's quite a dramatic difference. We're looking, I think, from memory, about 80 meters versus over 100. So 20 meters difference out of a 300 FPS blaster. Today, I've got a brand new type of Nerf dart from Sabre, which might be able to defeat Sabre darts. These are their brand new Singapore darts, or 1.3 gram SG, as they call them. Now, taking a look at these, they might just appear like the Nerf dart equivalent of a Jolt reskin. However, there's a lot more going on than meets the eye. Speaking of the eye, the first major advantage, obviously, is they're going to be far more visible as they fly through the air. So for people like myself who film gameplay, you're going to be able to see these and track them much easier through a scope cam. You'll be able to see them much easier in my accuracy tests. If you imagine just how easy it is to see a white airsoft BB in airsoft videos, a Nerf dart has twice the diameter of one of those. So a white Nerf dart is going to be even easier to see in gameplay footage. The dart tips have been changed from the old orange color to red now, giving these their characteristic Singapore color scheme. I'm sure Sabre are very proud of representing their nation on the world stage with the best Nerf ammo out there. Now, majorly importantly, the white foam is not glow in the dark. The chemicals that go into making something glow in the dark, whether that's a Nerf dart or a gel ball, for example, it always ends up making them really soft, incredibly frail, and terrible in performance when they shoot out of a barrel. In fact, instead of the softness you would expect out of a glow foam dart, somehow Sabre have made these even more dense of a foam than the old red ones. When I squeeze two together, you can see these are actually stronger than the old red ones. For anyone out there who might be designing a double stack magazine, you know who you are. These might be just the darts for you. That increased durability of the foam also extends to the glue. Somehow they've made the glue even stronger than the old red ones. And when you try to rip a head off of them, it's not the glue that lets go, it takes a lot more force, and then the foam itself actually rips in half. Sabre darts were already the strongest glue out there, and now they've somehow made it to the point where the glue is redundant and the foam itself is what snaps in half when you pull with incredible force. They've even improved the packaging of the darts. The old ones I had a big complaint with that you couldn't actually click it back together and close it after you'd opened it. This one, they click back closed and you can reuse the case over and over again. That's quite a lot of changes and improvements over the old darts compared to just changing the color, which is what a lot of us thought initially when we saw these. They'll eventually be rolling out to every Sabre distributor worldwide. However, for now, they're available at Sabre and Out of Darts, which I'll throw links to down below. Those are affiliate links, which help support my channel. Finally, I just want to address a question that I posed to Conrad recently. I wanted to know why Sabre don't make bamboo darts. The main reason, the biggest reason, is the fact that Dart Zone actually have a patent on bamboo darts in the USA. When I look at the statistics of my YouTube channel, about half of you live in the USA, so that would rule you out as being able to buy Sabre darts if you live there. So they've gone without bambooing them, but that's fine as well, because in past testing, when you bamboo the same dart and have one without the bamboos as well, fired out of the same exact blaster, they go about the same range. Even though the bamboo darts might have a slightly higher initial muzzle velocity, they actually have more drag and slow down quicker. So there seems to even out that there's not really an advantage to bamboo darts compared to standard darts anyway. That's partially the reason that Nitro Shot have such a short range to them. The bamboo rings do slow them down a bit quicker, but Nitro Shot, also being 1 gram darts, don't have as much mass to carry them as far of a distance as Sabre darts. With that all explained, let's take these bad boys out for some testing. For the testing today, I'm using the Sabre Ultima Blaster coupled with the best Nerf rifling, Akasha Axiom. Find them both at the links down below. For the velocity testing, I'll start off with the old red darts for a baseline reading. Afterwards, I'll do the brand new white darts. We'll see whether there's any improvement being a denser foam and see whether they go faster, slower, or the same. Here is 15 of the old red ones. 308, 297, 311, 312, 300, 304, 300, 310, 309, 313, 299, 308, 308, 311, last shot, 309. Okay guys, moment of truth. Will the new ones perform better or the same or worse? Because they have other benefits, I want to see them at least perform the same. Let's find out. 315, 311, 302, 293, 302, 295, 301. They might have a little lower average. I'm guessing the higher density of the foam isn't expanding to seal in the barrel quite as well. 313. It's not a huge difference though, and it might have other benefits in accuracy and range. 315. 316. And we're getting some higher shots now, so 311, 311. That's all of them. Over the chronograph, red 1.3 gram Sabre darts averaged 306 feet per second with a consistent standard deviation of 5. Nothing new to see here, those are just a baseline, but do the new ones hold up? I have to say, yes, they absolutely do. The new white darts had essentially the exact same average velocity, 1 FPS higher in fact at 307. Standard deviation was 2 points worse at 7 thanks to a low reading of 293. That doesn't tell me much, so it's on to the next test. I headed out to compare maximum range, shooting 5 of each dart, and upon finding them, I discovered both colors grouped up mixed all together within about a 5-meter spread. So having the exact same range as well tells me nothing either. It's all going to come down to the accuracy test. Okay guys, moment of truth, the accuracy test. Shooting from 30 meters or 100 feet away on a sandbag over there. So 1 meter diameter target. I'm going to show you exactly how large the spreads are at the end. Let's see whether the white darts hold up to the old red ones. So I want them to at least be equal, but if they're better, that's just a bonus. Doing the red ones first as a baseline. Let's get started. High left. Low left. Left. Low left. Low left. Low left. Could just be the zeros out though, even though I'm calling it low left. I mean, they're all hitting the same spot. When one hits in a different spot, I'll tell you. Impressive as always. I looked a little bit higher. More in the middle. And our last dart. Beautiful. Now, the white ones. Denser foam, seemingly a little less consistent over the Chrono, although it could just be the sensor of the Chrono not liking white. Let's find out. That's better. It's more near the center. Center but low. I think these are interacting slightly different, being denser foam, going a little more to the right than the red ones were. This one's almost zeroed perfectly compared to the red ones. As you saw with that last shot, I think this is zeroed a little more to the center. Interesting to know that the denser foam interacts with the bearings slightly differently. Another beautiful shot. They're looking very similar, just this is going more to the right. As soon as I say that, they will go to the left. I think that was right in the middle. There we go. Before I compare the sizes, first note that the red darts went a little more to the left, while the white darts were more aligned with the center of the target. This doesn't mean one is better than the other, just that different darts need to be zeroed differently in your sight. It's also why I would recommend sticking to one type of Nerf dart, rather than running a mix of different ones if you want to actually hit what you're aiming at. Taking a closer look at the old red darts, they shot a 23cm spread due to a lone single high shot. Removing that one as an outlier brings it down to a 16cm spread. Very impressive. Just for a point of context, these shots all fall within the shape of a human head. The new white darts, however, shot a natural 16cm spread, performing slightly better if you do choose to include the red's outlier. Personally, I wouldn't, because I have seen much better spreads from the red darts before, so I'd have to say for accuracy, the new white darts are just as accurate as the old red ones. That makes velocity, range, and accuracy all equal between the two, despite some nice improvements over the old ones. Singapore darts have denser foam, so they'll hold up better to getting deformed, whether that's sitting in a mag for a long time, whether that's being used in any upcoming potential double stack magazines, or whether that's being reused off of the ground after being trodden on by another player. The tips are also glued even better than the old red ones, who are already the best darts on the market, And most importantly, we finally have good darts that are easy to see on camera or track by eye as they fly towards your opponent. For all of these reasons, despite the performance not changing, Singapore darts are the new king, replacing the old red Sabre darts as the best on the market. Find them at Out of Darts or from Sabre directly at the links down below. They'll also eventually be available at every other distributor around the world. That's all I have for you guys today. Like, comment, subscribe, and all of that. Here's 2 other videos you might enjoy. And as always, thank you very much for watching. See ya.